To hold the competition, you will need a fender of 80 to 100 cm long with a diameter of 30 cm, a rope about 8.5 meters long. Choose a static rope with a minimum relative elongation. A rope used in rock climbing is not suitable as it stretches a lot. 3 small red flags are properly sewn to the rope. Their upper edges are at the distance of 4, 6 and 8 meters from the fender. A handle is attached to the end of the rope exactly 20 cm above the upper red flag. We use bicycle grips. 20 cm above the other 2 flags, wooden balls are attached. In order to hold the balls firmly, fix them with a screw. Weight all of the fenders before the competition and fill them with water through the nipple if necessary. You need 3 identical barrels 100 to 120 cm high with holes approximately 48 cm in diameter. The barrels are marked with letters A, B and C. You can also place an advertisement on them. Make sure that the ground surface under the barrel is flat, it stands upright and stable. The letters on the barrels should be turned to the line D and be clearly visible to the crew. The barrel A is located in the first square, nearest to the line D, the barrel B in the second and C in the third. To prevent the barrel from falling, it is filled with water up to 1/3, or stones, or any other non-sharp object. There are 3 entrance gates in classic competition and just 1 in heli race. The poles are 2 meters high and the distance between them is 1 meter. The distance between poles of the exit gate is 3 meters. In classic competition there is an arrow on the ground between the poles. It shows the correct direction of the flight through the gate. If you want the gates to be removable, make a solid base for each one. Insert a metal pin into the hole in the base and put the plastic tubes on them. At line D, the assistant judge gives the fender to the crew member. If necessary, the assistant judge can help the crew member to lay the fender and the rope on the ground to provide a more comfortable start. For the Me Too, 2 bricks are placed under the fender so that it is not blown away by the airflow from the main water. Of course, the bricks should be brought to the start in advance. The starter makes eye contact with both time teams before the start and makes sure that they are ready. The judges confirm that they are ready by raising their hand or a flag. The starter then requests that each crew is ready to start. The operator raises his hand with the rope up. The crew is ready. The judge also raises the corresponding starting flag. When both teams are ready, the judge sharply drops both flags. Start is given. According to the current rules, the timing in races and in classic competition is different. In heli races, judges run their stopwatches at the signal of the flags of the judge starter. And in classic competition, the time is counted from the moment when the fender crosses line D. At this point, the assistant judge at line D gives the signal with a white flag, and only then the judges start their stopwatches. This is how to correctly pass the gate. The rope's attachment point goes below the top edge of the poles. The fender goes between the poles in the right direction. Touching the poles is not considered to be a violation. From this angle of view, it is impossible to know whether the fender has passed between the poles. That's why the judge must take a position from which he can clearly see both poles of the gate. If there are 2 judges in a team, they need to monitor the passage of the gate from 2 different points. In classic competition, repeated attempts to pass the gate are allowed. Here, the first attempt was not successful. The helicopter returns and makes a second approach. The Fender goes in between the poles and the gate is passed. It's better when two judges monitor lowering of the Fender into the barrel from two different points. This way it is easier to see if Fender touches the barrel or not. As soon as the Fender has got into the barrel, the judge makes sure that the crew member releases the rope to the right length before lifting the Fender. Each touch of the external sides or top of the barrel will be penalized. But if after touching the top of the barrel the Fender gets inside, this touch will not be penalized. In these two cases, the crew gets no penalties for touching the barrel. Touching can be determined by change of trajectory of the Fender or by its deformation. Judges must be very attentive. Sometimes Fender barely touches the barrel, but it is also a violation. During the flight, judges watch the right position of the crew member. The crew member seated with his both legs inside the helicopter, both hands visible. Both crew members stay seated and harnessed. Here are some common mistakes. Legs are not kept within the cockpit. Here the crew member is holding the rope below the red flag or touches the red flag. That's the only right position. Here the rope touches the crew member's elbow. Here his hip or his knee. Here, crew member's hand touches the red flag. The judges stop their stopwatches at the moment when the crew member releases the rope over the third barrel. Then, if it is a classic competition, the judge must make sure that the helicopter has properly passed the exit gate. The width of the exit gate is 3 meters. The helicopter must pass the gate its nose first. The arithmetic mean time from all of the stopwatches will be recorded. This can happen, but not often. Touching the ground with a Fender is also penalized. Judges should be very attentive. Here, Me Too was quicker, but its Fender touched the ground and finally Robinson won the flight. If the rope is caught on the skid, and the crew member can't remove it, the black flag will be shown to the crew. The situation will be considered as unsafe flight. Now, as always, safety for judges. When bringing the Fender, approach the helicopter only from its front side. Always wear visibility jackets and hard hats. The judge must have an idea of the helicopter's and the Fender's course, so not to get caught in their way. Do not stand directly under the helicopter. Keep an eye on all of the helicopters in the air near you. If a tail rotor approaches you, do not hesitate to fall to the ground. Make sure that the audience stays in the designated areas.
Не прыгайте, не пойте, не пляшите, там, где идет строительство или подвешен груз.